Hi, welcome to Step 12, the conclusion. We are going to start by looking at this particular essay that we've been looking at throughout, the one about the housing, and here is the conclusion. But before I read, I want to say this. Conclusions are about restating what you have dealt with before. Conclusions are about reiterating what you have said before. So, whatever were your 3 points at the beginning in your introduction, you want to write those 3 points again in your conclusion a little differently and using different words. When I say a little differently, in the beginning they may ask you, what is your position? And you may say, I strongly agree or I strongly disagree. But when you come to the conclusion, after presenting the argument, it's not about I anymore. You are trying to persuade them. So you want to end your conclusion very strong. So here in this sample, we see to conclude, I must reiterate how strongly I disagree that the government should have to provide special housing for the homeless persons who roam the street. We cannot allow the government to send a message that such a lifestyle is to be condoned or encouraged. So that's the first point, put it another way. Let's go back up and look at that first point very quickly. Let me go back to our introduction. Good. The first point was it's not the government's fault that they are in that state. So they have restated this point in another way. We cannot allow the government to send a message that such lifestyle may be condoned. The government did not put them there. Citizens need to make smarter choices. The government did not put them there. It does not have the funds needed to house them, and homeless persons need to take responsibility for their actions. So this first part here, we cannot allow right down to choices, talks about the first point, and then the other 2 points are there. And the person ends by saying, don't you agree with me? Now, whatever you do, try to ensure that you have a conclusion in the exam. That way you would have at least 5 paragraphs following this layout, and you would demonstrate an understanding of what is required at this particular stage for this essay. Remember that you need to restate your positions in a different way. You may want to even restate them in a stronger way, like the following. Here's an example. In this particular one, we see the first conclusion again. In conclusion, if you remember last time we looked at transition, the transition into this paragraph is in conclusion, setting our stage for our audience to know we are coming to an end. I feel strongly that laptops should not be banned from the classroom. Laptops may be a distraction for some students, but that's not a good enough reason to ban them. Now, this is just part of a conclusion here. But I want you to look at something. Instead of saying, I feel strongly at this stage, you may want to use a better choice of words, like saying, I have argued that, or it is clear to see that, or I have demonstrated in the paragraphs before that such and such and such, and you reiterate your 3 points in a different way. That's a lot stronger by ending again by saying, I feel strongly that. I have proven that, or I have brought facts to the table to show that. That's another way that you can end that is stronger, and you go on to restate whatever your 3 points were and bring your conclusion to a conclusion. That's how I would end for this one. Stay tuned as we take a look at one more in this series or two where we just look at some knickknacks to tighten up our writing. That's it for now. Take care, everyone.